Hello and welcome to episode 106 of the FPL Hangover podcast, where we raised a bar and lowered a tone, all things FPL related. We're back to you this week with a bit of normality, folks, after the shenanigans of last Thursday's live stream. If any of you missed it, or even if you just checked out the audio version, feel free to hop on over to YouTube there and check out the last hour of that. That's where things get a little bit X-rated, a little bit Jerry Springer-esque. But we've still got a pretty decent show planned for you this week. Shock in the Manchester Derby, and the impending shadow of blank game week 29 is looming large. But here to talk through all that FPL nonsense, he is this week's podcast partner in crime, Paddy. How are you getting on, my friend?
Not too bad, Jer. Pleasure to be on again, and I really enjoyed the YouTube carry on there last week. We need to do that again.
Yeah, no, I actually that was exactly what I was going to start to show off. It was, how did you find your YouTube, your first YouTube experience? But yeah, no, I'm the same as you, Paddy. I had a crazy good laugh last week. I don't know if we had maybe one or two drinks too many by the end. I mean, I'm not complaining, but
yeah, it was good. It was all good. There was a point where you could tell where it just stops being fun. Or maybe actually, it became more fun for some people. But that for me was when FPL Salah came on and hijacked it at the end there with some X-rated questions. We won't go any further there, Jer, on that. You'll just have to watch the end of the YouTube stream.
Exactly, yeah. Go over, check that out, drop a like and subscribe, and get this show up in the millions of views. But no, I just we still had a blast last week, and hopefully we continue it into this week. How has life been for you, Paddy? We've only been, what's this, Thursday? It says Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, it's only been 3 or 4 days. We're recording this on, to timestamp it, we're recording it on the 8th of March, and everything's over bar the Man City Southampton fixture in Wednesday. So yeah, nearly done with the game week. Back to a bit of a normal structure. There's game week 28 kicking off on Friday. But anything interesting happen over the weekend, Paddy?
Nothing really, to be honest, Jer. I've been just taking it easy and with life, and of course still furlonged, so I'm still doing all my activities, going swimming and having a little cycle. But as the realization is coming that things could be coming back to normal quite soon, I don't think I have any time left for work and things now, Jer. I think my life's just going to consist around watching football, hanging about the house, and doing podcasts with you. That's going to happen, Jer.
Well, I mean, if you can afford to, hang up the boots and retire a little early, why the fuck not, Paddy? That's the way I look at it. Life is for living.
Well, that's why I'm on your podcast, because I have a feeling we're going to go places here, Jer, on this.
Yeah, it's not my podcast, Paddy. It's the FPL Universe's podcast.
Right. I'm right. Okay.
We're putting this out there for everybody, not just me. I'm not sitting at home pulling my wire watching the episodes back.
Fucking lies. You sit on the throne of lies.
I know, I'm sorry. Why must I turn this room into a house of lies? But yeah, how's things been for you FPL wise, Paddy? Game week 27 is pretty much done now. I know we've all got a couple of players left in this week, but I think the majority of us are kind of 80%, 90% done.
Yeah, I'm being 90% done. It got off to a fucking horror show with Ings getting injured. Like, I'd been hanging on to that bastard, looking at him thinking, yeah, I'll just keep you for this double that's coming up, Man City, and we'll get all the points out of the first game, and sure, if you get anything in Man City, it'll be great. He gets injured.
And Southampton win a penalty.
Yeah, it's yeah, that's right.
So it's like, if he's on the pitch, he's taking that penalty.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was off the pitch until Ward-Prowse was taking the penalty, because I'd missed just, the first couple of minutes of the first half, and Ward-Prowse is stepping up, and I'm going, oh, I didn't know he was on penalties too. And then they mentioned Ings' injury. I'm going, oh, that's a real kick in the tits.
Just bent over and given 13 inches, Jer. So I had that happen, and I was like, oh Jesus, this isn't going to be great. And then I sold Bruno, so let's go again.
So what were your two moves this week, Paddy?
Yeah, my two moves were Bruno and Cavani out.
Okay.
And I brought that was for a -4, and I brought in Kane and Lingard. So
Okay.
19 points from Kane and 5 from Lingard. Should have been more. He missed a penalty. But, I'll take the 5 points. The glass is half full. I could be looking at Kane thinking I should have captained him. But I don't play the game like that. Like, for me, I was always selling Bruno. I might have hemmed and had, but in the back of my mind, that was the move I was making. I didn't like the City fixture. Who would have thought that United were going to go out and beat City 2-0?
Mm-hmm.
There's always the chance of the penalty, yes, or whatever. But Gundogan had the double game week, Southampton United and Southampton the second game. Hopefully he plays. And that was always going to be probably my captain. You know, that and I own my decisions on that.
Yeah. Well, you said you were always getting rid of Bruno. After Bruno's exploits there, 10-point return, are you regretting that at all, or do you still think, nope, this was, as you mentioned, he's on penalties. It's always a likelihood, but I'm happy with the decision.
Right. I don't regret it. I think it was the move I was always going to make. I was looking over at Salah. Maybe now when I see it, the signs were pointing to sell Salah. But with Fulham, we were talking about Fulham. They had a bit of form. So there we go. It's fixtures over form. I decided I was going to keep Salah, thinking like deep down, like probably everyone who's listening. Oh my God, Liverpool are playing Fulham. I know Liverpool have been quite terrible, but like this could be the game where you sell Salah and he shafts you. This is where he explodes. And I thought to myself, do I keep Bruno, who's playing City, or do I keep Salah, who has the potential to maybe explode against Fulham?
Yeah.
And obviously, I took the wrong decision, didn't I? But silver lining, my points, my minus is paid off. So
Yeah, I think like definitely minus points. You kind of mentioned before we hit record that obviously if you had just gone Salah out and Bruno in, or kept Bruno, it's 10 points. You're 10 points better off. But in regards to the hit, like -4 is more than paid off. I mean, Kane's 19 points and Lingard's 5. That's pretty sweet. Lingard's missing next week. That's not going to worry you too much, I'd imagine.
No, because Lingard was always brought in for game week 29.
Yeah,
that's what the thought process. And I have no problem starting Rafinha, who I have on the bench this week. And it was kind of like it was a toss up between like I was nearly going to bench Lingard and. Well, I don't think I was ever going to bench him, but I didn't want to actually bench any of these guys either. But I took 2 of them. I played 2, obviously, with Bamford and Dallas, and I started Lingard.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I was in an equally kind of difficult position on whatever Saturday morning. I was kind of stuck. Like, so my week, it's gone fine. I'm not too disappointed. I'm on 59 points. That's the cat just walking over me there.
Yeah, I'm on. Fuck off.
I'm on 59 points so far. It's 27. Seen me move from 27k up to 22k, and there's still obviously Gundogan captain, Stones and Cancelo possible points left as well. So hopefully that kind of turns good. But I was in a very similar position, Paddy, in regards to my Leeds assets. I had Rafinha and Bamford. And I wanted to, like, I had DCL, so my transfer this week, spoiler alert, was DCL out, Antonio in, which turned out to be one of the most common fucking transfers I've seen so far this season. I was not expecting it, especially with, Everton having a lovely fixture to Burnley next week. I was thinking people will hold on to DCL, and maybe I'm making a mistake, and who knows, like, that could still prove to be correct. But I did decide in the end, DCL out, Antonio in, who do I bench? Rafinha or Bamford? I actually did the opposite of you, King. I benched Bamford and played Rafinha. I think Rafinha looks ridiculously good, but I don't know if you caught much of the Leeds West Ham match tonight. Bamford should have, he missed a couple of sitters, if you ask me.
Yeah, and I heard Rafinha owners were very unlucky as well. I heard he was creating. He might have missed a few. Yeah, so that's. I was kind of following Twitter. I wasn't watching the game. Okay. We might lose some listeners here, but I was forced into watching the Meghan Markle interview with my wife.
It was this the Oprah Winfrey one?
Yes, it was International Women's Day, so being the gentleman that I am, I let her watch what she wanted on the
There you
television.
go. Today is the one day of the year you may use the remote.
You can have the remote, and so I done my part for women all over the world.
Yeah, fair play to you, Paddy.
And
I did nothing.
so yeah, so I was keen, kind of like watching Twitter, and I could see a few tweets going, Rafinha, oh my God, Rafinha should have this, that, and I was like, oh fuck, Rafinha's going to burn me. So I was quite glad he stayed a little bit quiet.
Yeah, I was kind of the same with Bamford. I mean, whatever about Rafinha not delivering, I had him playing, obviously, and I'm going, look, a lot of people do, but if you bench someone who's as heavily owned as Bamford, I think, he's 51.8% of the total game, total players in the game ownership, so, pretty fucking heavily owned, especially going into Game Week 29. I was worried about that, but yeah, no, West Ham kept Leeds pretty quiet. If you ask me, I think West Ham put in another strong performance this week. They have to be candidates. Moyes has to be candidate for one of, has to be up there with manager of the year so far. What he's done with West Ham is insane this season.
I don't know if anyone has heard this, but I'm going to coin a phrase here exclusively for the podcast.
Okay.
Moyes is a footballing genius.
Is that a phrase? Are we going to repeatedly use that in multiple scenarios?
He's a footballing genius, and I know you've heard it here first.
Okay. Then tell me, Paddy, why don't you have Antonio?
Well, I might have him for when it matters.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about replacing Ings there with Watkins. That's giving you Watkins, Bamford, Kane. You're not going to be getting rid of one of those three for Antonio.
Yeah, there we go. I have to get rid of Ings, which I don't mind doing. I have Lingard, who has been a revolution. Is that the right word? A revelation.
Revelation, yeah.
A revelation, right. And I might bring in Watkins because, the eggs...
You could argue it's a revolution, Paddy.
Yeah, I'll fucking say it's a revolution. It's fine. Fucking revolution. So I will bring... maybe if I...
The Lingard revolution is here!
It's fucking starting right now. And I could bring in fucking Watkins. And then, look, I'm just watching you on the station there with your beautiful Kinniger glass, and mine's is broke. Fuck's sake.
Oh, Paddy. What happened?
I'm jealous.
What are you drinking tonight, actually?
I'm on the Kinniger, and I'm on the Rust bucket. And
Kinniger in it. You're Rust bucket in it.
What are you on?
Dirty sex move, doesn't it? The Rust.
That's why I'm drinking it, man. I'm fucking throwing it, splashing it all over my face while I'm drinking it. Oh, my beard.
This is already going off.
Yeah, we're way off FPL here.
Yeah.
What are
I'm
you
drinking Big Bunny. Yeah. Big Bunny. So it's another potential sexual innuendo. We're doing the Big Bunny tonight, honey. It's International Women's Day. It's time for the Big Bunny.
We're fucking we definitely the thing about this podcast. Even though you didn't say it at the start, did you say the lower the tone thing?
Did I not say that?
I don't know. I don't think you did. Maybe you did. But
if I didn't say that, then I need.
Well, I think we should start over.
That's 105 episodes without saying it.
We need to start
saying it, and I missed it on this one.
Watkins. I'm not spreading the eggs in the baskets. Am I making up fucking metaphors? Is that the one? I don't want to have all my baskets in the one egg.
You don't want to put all your eggs into one basket.
That's the one.
You definitely don't want to be putting all your baskets in one egg, because I'm already worried about what egg that is.
Yeah, so why do you think, I have Lingard, I have West Ham coverage, would it be a shame to maybe throw in a Harry Watkins? I haven't known him yet. Here he's a stressful watch. It's constantly offside, missing chances. But I'm prepared to go there for Game Week 29 and 28.
See, if you have Lingard, I'm not going to Antonio. I'm definitely going Watkins over Antonio. Just because, I'm looking at your team here, Paddy. You've no Villa cover except Martinez. And, look, I'm not expecting big results out of the Game Week 29 match. But it's a sexy, it's an easy way. It's not necessarily sexy. I take it back. It's an easy way to get in some assets who, are kind of... We've seen what they're capable of this season. I think they have a pretty decent fixture in Game Week 30. I think Villa are playing 30. Fulham, home match against Fulham. Now, I know Fulham are, pretty resurgent right now and looked great this weekend against Liverpool, beating them 1-0 and continuing Liverpool's fantastic run of home defeats. But like it's still a match where you fancy, like Villa will fancy trying to get some points in that match. Fulham will need some points. They're going to have to go hell for leather anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'm no problem coming into that with extra Villa fixtures, or with extra Villa assets. So with that in mind, I'm thinking if I'm looking at your team right now, if I'm looking at your team, Paddy, I'm going Ings to, as you said, Watkins. I think that's a good shout. What you said. I'm not giving you any advice. This is what you said.
yeah. There we go. And so you answered. You helped me there. Like I wanted to know what that fixture was in 30. Because come 31, fucking wild card now.
Yeah, I think we're getting some audio difficulties right now. Can you hear me okay, Paddy?
Yeah, we're fine. We're back on. I was saying that you're thinking about wild carding with me, aren't you? There in 31.
Yeah, exactly. I think we both have a wild card left, and I'm happy to. Like, I was kind of talking, again, off air, we were talking about 30, 31. The fixtures in 30, for a lot of the teams that people have built up with in 29, are, completely fine. I mean, if you look, you've got, as we said already, Villa are playing Fulham. That's not a terrible match. That's my phone. My apologies for that. Anyone that's got it up into the Spurs assets, they have a match against Newcastle. That's attackable. You've got the likes of... Who else are we going to have? We're going to have Leeds. Leeds have a home match against Sheffield United in 30. So these are I've already listed out potentially 8 or 9 man squads.
You've listed out the ones that you would want to have, basically. Your Spurs, your Leeds. I've got Lingard in there for a bit of crack. I think they're playing Arsenal. Who knows? And I've got, maybe Watkins there for Ings. So, and then you're telling me that potentially what you're saying here is, if you've been building a team for game week 29, these blanks, that team is quite sexy for 30.
Yeah, to follow on with your Sean Connery impression. No.
I don't know where that came out of, by the way. I just wanted to say sexy. I think I was watching a YouTube clip or something.
I think if you're going to say the word sexy, then saying it with a H always improves it.
Far better. Yeah, I'm thinking of the lady listeners as well. I know they'll be mad onto this for International Wednesday. So sexy.
Sexy shelf. Go put that on the sexy shelf. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a good call. It was a good shout. But yeah, so it's not right though. Whatever you have 29, it works for 30. So
most of it, I mean, for the likes of myself, I'll be holding on to United. So I know you got rid of Bruno, but I didn't, and a lot of fucking managers didn't. And he's got Brighton in game week 30. So there's another team that, you're already going, I can play these players. You'll be benching people in 29 anyway. So the likelihood of you not wanting to play, you're not going to ship out not you, Paddy, sorry, but the posh one, that's the Meghan Markle interview wearing off on me now. I'm just speaking in royal pronunciation. But yes. If
I have to go get out of these wet clothes into a dry martini.
But either way, if you're not going to be selling all your City assets, so you're going to be coming into game week 30 with at least the one City asset, and you're probably not going to bench him, even though it's an away match against Leicester. So again, we're probably going off on a tangent. We're looking at game week 30. This is game week 28 preview, but I mean, it all kind of, as we mentioned in the intro, it's all hanging over that 29 shadow. A lot of people, like yourself, Paddy, we're looking to burst out wild cards, dead end to 29, see our way through 30, and then there's a big old fixture swing in 31. Wolves, they're one of the teams I've been looking at, Paddy, and they had how did they get on this week? 1-1 against Newcastle. My apologies, that was last week. 0-0 against Villa. Yeah. And it wasn't that surprising result. I got 2 Villa clean sheets out of the match, but looking at their fixture swing in 31, it's a sea of blue. It's a sea of blue. So just teams like that. Chelsea have been phenomenal the last couple of weeks since Tuchel's taken over, Paddy. I don't know about you, but I have been dying to get some Chelsea assets in the team, but they don't have a fixture in 29.
Brilliant. So no, that's good. That because I haven't. Yeah, I've been watching. I've glancing over. Yeah, but I haven't been overly thinking about my wild card yet. Do you know what I mean? I know I'm going to wild card in 31.
Yeah.
and I'm quite happy with that. But it's the whole focus now has been, just this lead up to this old blank game week 29 and 28. I think I'll float past 28, okay, but after that, that's when you get rid of all the shite in your bench, that you've been carrying because if you've had the weight of the bench boost over. I think everyone now who had a bench boost has flogged that off, and the wild card, you
Not
might
me.
you might.
I'm still bench boosty.
Are you got bench boosty? Well, then you might be planning. I don't know. For me, I'll be just probably holding at least one player value, and the rest I'll be just fucking loading up on.
So you're gonna go into you're just gonna skim the budget basically. Just have a couple of cannon fodder.
I'll probably keep the likes of Mitchell, who's fodderish, and whoever else. I'll keep one good player to come off.
No, I get you. How much of that Spurs action did you see this week? Spurs putting who was it? Man, my fucking head is gone. Crystal Palace. So many games coming so fast. I want to say Burnley so bad there, and it's not even the last match they played. But yeah, Crystal Palace Spurs 4-1. Paddy, did you get much of that? You had Kane. You said Son.
I had Kane and Son. Yeah. And Eric Dyer, the thorn in my side, the transfer that I fucking can't believe I made a couple of weeks ago, thinking of the game week 29 as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was a real brain fart on my behalf that I brought him in, and he hasn't played any minutes. I'm just praying that if he plays in game week 29, even makes an appearance, I'll be happy because he's going then.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's one to monitor. Like, I don't know what your plan is for.
Well, I can't get rid of him now.
Not right now, but if he doesn't play this week, then you might as well at least consider getting rid of him because why would you think he's going to play in 29? Especially, I mean, it's hard to know. Mourinho's been constantly changing that centre back pair, and he's been constantly changing the whole defensive unit since the season began. I'm not sure he knows what his preferred, back four, back five is, even if he prefers back four, back five. But I don't know if Dyer wasn't playing next week against Arsenal, which he most likely won't. I think you might as well have him on the pile there with Ings and anyone else you're looking to get rid of. But did you see that Kane and Son I think they are. Maybe I'm fucking wrong now, and if I am, I apologize. But are now officially the highest scoring partnership in a single season. They've passed out Sutton and Shearer anyway. As far as I'm concerned, that's pretty fucking crazy.
Right, that is quite crazy. The SAS.
The SAS.
That's quite of a feat.
Yeah, fair fucks them. So fair play to those lads. I'm sure they're checking the show out right now as we chat through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's enough game week 27 chitter chatter. Paddy, do you know what time it is?
10 to 12?
No, it's the drunk tag time.
Yes. So,
all right, first up this week, who is this? Oh, it's DD at DD1978A. I'm glad to hear back from this lad. He says, "Morning, gents. My once lofty overall rank of 400k is now 1.1 million in short. In short, I've gone to absolute shit. I'm butchering this. My apologies. I'm the Liverpool Football Club of FPL. I love it. A little Scouser take.
Lovely.
Who should I buy with the Salah money to improve my rancid midfield?" So he currently has Saka, Silva, Son, Salah, and Rafinha. Who should he replace that midfield with if he gets rid of Salah? So I'm looking at it right there, and my first question is Silva. It has to be Bernardo Silva, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, so
he didn't put the B on front, did he?
He didn't do the Bilva. He's too cool for that. He's too cool for that.
Yeah.
He didn't do
so
that.
Maybe. Well, it has to be Bilva.
Yeah.
Because there is no Silva anymore.
So right there, I'm thinking that's
we put two and two together here
fantastically, and we've come up with a whopping 5. So straight away there, DD. I'm kind of concerned as to what Bernardo Silva is doing in your team. I think if memory serves me correctly, I think he's gotten something like 2 goals and 4 assists this season, or 4 goals, 2 assists. I think it's 2 goals, 4 assists. And so I'm looking at him. I'm concerned that you've got. I love Saka. I think I definitely want him for 29. He'd be going nowhere. Son, he's going nowhere. 29. Rafinha, nowhere. 29. So it basically just leaves it to Silva and Salah. And I'm kind of thinking, if I don't have West Ham coverage, maybe Silva should be a Lingard, and I don't know what to do with Salah. Like, I don't know about getting rid of a premium midfield option. Like, that's a 12.5 slot in your midfield that if you suddenly downgraded, it's basically a team restructure.
Yeah, it's a team changer.
It's a team changer, yeah. So I'd probably be like happy to either stick with Salah or drop Salah down to, like, put it this way. I think Lingard is kind of hard to avoid for game week 29 if you're looking for a midfielder. He already has Saka and Rafinha, which are the two I'd be, shouting from the rooftops about.
So it's Silva we want to get rid of here, isn't it?
It is, but I think he's so pissy with Liverpool being shocking that he wants to get rid of Salah. So, like, what I'm saying there is maybe you drop Salah down to a Lingard, and then there has to be some bench fodder in your team. Maybe you're playing with 2 strikers, and you want to turn that third striker into like a heavy asset. But I'd be careful in just getting rid of someone that heavy because of what it can do to your structure. But I think for me, I'm leaning on getting a bit of West Ham action in there with, as he mentions, the shadow of game week 29.
Yeah, no, I'm all for that, Jer. I think you've dealt with that quite swiftly, painlessly.
That's what they call me. They call me the Swift Dentist.
Yeah.
Here's the second part of that question, Paddy, and I might have discussed this with Seamus at some stage, but I definitely haven't discussed it with you. Guinness versus Beamish. We've got a snort of derision. I'm.
Is this a real question?
I bet you're a big G man, are you?
Oh fuck, the Guinness man.
See, I would be the opposite now, Paddy.
Are you a big Beamish?
I'm a big Beamish fan. It started in my college days when I couldn't afford the Guinness, and I got an extra pint out of the Beamish, and now I can't go back, Paddy. One of them has a taste, and the other one doesn't.
Well, there you go. Like, I suppose it's like putting a set of alloys on a wheelie bin.
What are you saying? What is that? Some poorly veiled dig at Beamish? This is classic.
God.
Paddy, you're a material girl. That's what you are. That's what you love about the Guinness. Get out of it. Get out of it.
You know what? I'll make a fucking confession here now, right?
Go for it.
I've never tried Beamish.
So what the fuck are you saying?
I know. I've just outed myself. I haven't. Can you hear me? Okay, still.
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
That's good. I haven't ever tried the Beamish.
Is that just because you're up in Donegal and the trucks can't reach up there? There's no roads.
I don't know. Like, it's like this, right? Do you ever go into a bar and ask for a nice pint of Beamish?
Yeah, obviously more than Guinness.
Well, it's not on tap up here.
Oh, well, see, that's the difference. See, we're right beside Cork, so there's plenty of pubs around here with it on tap.
Right. There you go. You see, that's probably the main thing.
It's just nothing you could do about it then, Paddy.
No, so if I ever get down to Cork, I'm sure you can treat me to a nice pint of Beamish.
Well, if you ever come down to Limerick, I could treat you for just as well.
Fucking threw me with Cork there, like. Why didn't you say a pint of fucking Limerick, like? But anyway, yeah.
You're a Guinness man. I'm a Beamish man. So there you have it, DD.
We're uniting. We don't judge. There's no.
I won't lie. I've already judged you, Paddy. As soon as you snorted with derision there, we've done it again. We've done it again.
Oh God! Right. Look. I think Guinness is probably the better drink anyway.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Pearls before swine. Paddy, are you playing me through loudspeaker?
The battery was about to die in the MacBook, and I had to pull out the
Classic.
the headphones, and I've had. Oh, can you hear me? Are you echoing through the mic?
That's what I'm worried about. Is if I'm playing through your speaker, then your mic is gonna pick me up.
Well, I'll just move you a wee bit back and have my speaker a wee bit closer.
This is it. This is the height of professionalism. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy, everyone. No.
Or yeah, well, I think that'll be okay now, like that. But yeah, was that who he was asking that what was better? So there, what did Seamus say, by the way?
Seamus, I don't even know who you're talking about. Next question. I don't fucking know what he said. He probably said Beamish. He's an uncultured swine just like you, Petty.
Well, get another beer here.
Do get another beer. Second question. This comes in from Nuclear Atoms at Atoms Nuclear. He's got a two-parter. I'm now in a cycle where I get a green arrow, and then the following week I get a red arrow, bigger than the green one. How do I stop this from happening? So it's a hefty one to deal with. Pat, did you want to take a stab at it?
So he's getting red arrows. Well, say that he's getting red arrows and he wants to get green arrows.
No,
Is that
no. It's a bit more complicated. He's in a cycle where he gets a green arrow and then he gets a following week he gets a red arrow. So he's taken one step forward, two steps back. Is basically what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
How does he stop this from happening? So, like, have you ever been in a similar situation, Petty?
That's been my whole season. That's been my season thus far. I think depending on where, like, we don't know what his team is here. We don't know much about the background of who he's captain or what. But I think the main thing here is getting the captaincy right. No matter where you are in the fucking game, if you're 1 million or you're fucking 10k, it all boils down to the captaincy for me. Yeah. I think you have to nail that captaincy every week. If you're playing the game and you're like going, taking these mad punts or like you just have to just play it safe for a while. At the moment, if I was him now, I'd be depending if he's chasing his mini league or his OR or if he's I don't know what the fuck to do, to be honest. Just what would you do, Jer? Like, do you not think it's captaincy might have a bit to play in that?
Yeah, I think captaincy can definitely be a big factor. I think though when things like that start happening, green arrow, red arrow, for me, I like to kind of take a step back and just make less changes.
Damage limitation nearly. But you see, it depends where he is or what can if he's way in the fucking millions now, start fucking maybe taking a few punts. But if he's not and he wants to shield, start just playing extra safe because you're not going to get that big of a red arrow if you have the effect.
He's up into the mid 300k mark. So what do you think of that?
Right. If he's there, then I'd be trying to play a wee bit safe. Because if you can hang about there, people up in the million at the minute, from what I've seen, can't fucking get out of there.
Yeah.
So if you're at the 350, you'll fucking drop like a stone. But if you can maintain that, and maybe just coming into this this end game now, start if you want, throw in a few decent captaincy shouts or like a little off the ball, take a little risk with the captaincy. I think that would be the way to go. But I wouldn't just be going fucking completely nuts trying to change up the whole template. Soon.
I think that's solid. Number 2, should I give Salah one last chance or just switch him to Bale this week?
Jesus, looking at the fixtures here for Salah, it's Wolves, Arsenal, Villa, and Leeds. You'd really want him for the Leeds game. Can you switch him up until 32 and bring him back? You don't know.
At the rate he's dropping price, you definitely could.
Yeah, Liverpool's fixtures. They have one from the top 6, I think, to the end of the. Yeah, they've just Arsenal left to play out of the top 6.
They have Arsenal in game week 30. If it's me...
Oh, they've United then in 34. But, they do have a great run coming up to the finish. And, do you want to be... I don't know if I'm even going to sell Salah yet, even though it seems to be, you look and all the big players are, selling him, and you see a lot of people saying, oh, you can do so much for your team. I don't know if I'm going to sell him because he is that guy that will burn you. But Liverpool are a different team now, aren't they, Jared? They're kind of fucked.
Yeah, it's a terrible run of form. I don't know when that's going to get arrested. But what I would say is if you're even for a second doubting that you should get rid of Salah, or especially if it's a one last chance situation, I would just be holding on to him. You know, like even if it means banking that transfer, it kind of plays into the first part where I'm like slow things down a little bit.
Yeah.
If like be a bit more, what's the word, kind of specific with what you want to do, have your plan, and go, this is exactly what I want to do over the next few weeks. And you know, the likes of should I give Salah one last chance? If you're even thinking about giving him one last chance, just do it. I mean, especially switch him to Bale. So I'm assuming he's gonna
Yeah.
have one, a Son or Kane, maybe both. You know, so
Like, is switching to Bale, like, is that chasing now? Do you think, like, is Bale all of a sudden just going to fucking tweak his hamstring or something now soon?
I've
Or is he going to dry up? You know, are we just getting a little Bale spell here? You know, yeah, like, I'm apprehensive,
I'm with you,
Jared.
Petty. I'm apprehensive about Bale. I have Son. I think Son is still the better pick. I know
Yeah,
Bale is Bale and whatnot, but Son is, you know, what did he come off of? Like a 13-point return in the double
yeah,
and another 5 this week. So I'm not worried about Son too much. I think Son is a much stronger pick. So if you
yeah.
don't have Son and the choice is Salah to Bale, then no, it's Salah's Son.
Exactly. And another thing, like,
And if I have Son, I'm not thinking about Bale.
is Bale expensive?
He's
Can
about the same price. He's like 9.3,
It's
9.4
like
or
this, right?
something.
Most people are going to have like Kane and Son, right? And if you're running off into the sunset with Bale, chances are, you know, you're not like people have like Son and Kane anyway. I don't think you're going to get any advantage having Bale instead. I think every game Spurs are going to play, I think
Well, it's a massive ownership, obviously, difference between Bale and Son, but
you need Son and Kane not to do anything.
that's the thing. You need them
Yeah,
to
and
both.
are they? What's the chances of either of those not doing anything? You know.
Yeah. It might also be worth noting that since Bale's kind of recent output and form, Son seems to have kind of settled back into a bit more of a creative role. There's a lot more chances created and a lot less shots in the box than was previous.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hope that gives you a bit of clarity there, Nuclear. Next question is at FPL underscore Liam. He says, I took Bruno out on my wildcard a couple of weeks ago with the blank in mind. Does Salah to Bruno now make sense? So, similar to you, Paddy, he's gotten rid of Bruno and now he's having seller's remorse. Does he's thinking, does he reverse his decision and get Bruno back into his squad? What?
Like I wouldn't do it straight away
No.
because you know Bruno's got the blank in 29. I would keep it. I would just like if he's got rid of Bruno. Bruno, I don't know who he brought in,
Mm.
but I'm sure he probably brought in someone. I hope for 29 maybe like Son or someone. So I wouldn't just go switching back because then you're just creating a problem then for 29. Just own the decision. Everyone has fucking done it. Most people have done it. He dropped in price.
Yeah.
Own it. Move along. I'm getting him back, but I'm going to get him back with a wild card.
Mm.
You know, I'm sure if he doesn't have a wild card, I'm sure he's got plans to bring him back. But just settle on it. You know.
Yeah, I think Klopp has shown his colours a little bit this week with regards to the team he fielded against Fulham. I think he
Yeah.
clearly has the Champions League in mind. Like,
Yeah. That's it.
that's it. So that would make me consider, like I think if I have to choose between Bruno and Salah, I'm taking Bruno all day. So I think Salah to Bruno does make sense, mainly just because it keeps that price point. I know there's $1.5 million, $2 million of a difference, but like it keeps that price point in your team. And unless you have a whole restructure in mind, I wouldn't want to be, dropping to anyone lower than Bruno. And yeah, is Salah going to keep up this kind of poor run of form? I wouldn't mind it, but I think you have until at least post game week 29 to think about it.
Yeah.
Last question, King or Paddy. So switch between the Twitter name for you and my name for you. Paulie at the Hanio. He asks, Chelsea defense worthy of getting involved? They seem to be watertight recently, and 100% agree. What about you, Petty? It's all about Chelsea.
Yeah, no, it looks great. Just at the moment, because they don't have the fixture for the blank,
Yeah.
it's something I'm not looking at yet. But certainly wildcarding, Jared, like you were talking about them earlier, they'll definitely be on. I'll have one of them in there, maybe from the defense, without a doubt. But it's just hard. It's just hard to actually, at the minute, there's no point in you bringing in a player that isn't going to play in game week 29. But everything he said, yeah, they look watertight. Everything there is 100%. But it'll be after 29 before I'm looking at Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Unless you're free hitting the 29, and in that case you don't have to worry too much about it. And I would be going straight for Chelsea. I think Chelsea look far tighter under Tuchel than they ever did under Lampard. And I mean, if you look at their fixtures there, they have Leeds next week, which is obviously the fixture. Well, maybe not necessarily the fixture that he's looking to attack with the Chelsea defence, but West Brom, Crystal Palace, a rake of nice fixtures after that. He's probably the same post 29, but yeah, I'm 100% with you there, Paulie. I am going Chelsea heavy after the blank game week, and I'll probably be going with more than just the defence. I feel like, the likes of Mount is kind of raising a few eyebrows. I think even Werner, it might be time to bookend the season. I started the season with Werner. I don't know about you, Paddy, but I started with Werner, and
lots did.
I might be ending it with him.
Some of the greatest.
Yeah.
No, you know what? He's looking all right. I might be going there myself. I haven't owned him all season, but let's see what happens after 29. I have a few questions that have come in here too. If you've any more there, let me know. But I have a few late ones coming in here.
Yeah, go for it. What have you got?
I've got at FPL Canuck. He's saying, Paddy, time to switch to 4 or 5 at the back. Attackers looking exhausted, and we're seeing more grinding 0-0 or low-scoring affairs. Exhaustion catching up to teams, and can we exploit it? Jer, what do you think of that one?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value in defense at the moment, all over the place. Like we just talked about Chelsea there. You can get in there for 4.6 on the likes of Rudiger. Now, obviously, he didn't play tonight. He didn't start, so that would be a big shock to Rudiger owners. I assume it's just a heavy amount of fixtures, and it's just a bit of rotation, considering he's past I think he's played nearly every other game under Tuchel since he started. So, I mean, it's really cheap to get into the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Brighton. Lamptey's been ruled out now for the rest of the season. So, you can, pick up a Veltman for, I think he's 4.3 right now. So, there's I just think it's really easy to have a 5 at the back that can become a 4 at the back if needs be. Do you know what I mean?
So big at the back could be a thing again.
Well, was he saying big at the back, or?
I mean, he was kind of saying 4. Is it time to switch to 4/5 at the back because they're exhausted. So yeah, it could be. Yeah, there seemed to be a lot of grinding. Now there would be a chance to bring in a few Chelsea guys at the back there.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even need to go big at the moment. That's the thing. Is the likes of Shaw, he's still 5 point fuck all. Do you know what I mean? As we mentioned, Rudiger. You've access to a lot of teams for really cheap, so you don't have to go big at the back to go 5 at the back. If you get me.
That's a player I'm sniffing about is Shaw. I know he's just scored a goal and all, but look, I have been sniffing about him for a while. Like he's been on my kind of radar for my wild card. So
I think he's got 4 assists.
Best left back in the world.
Oh yeah, easily in the world.
In the world. One more question here as well. This one comes in from Pinky Green. Are you aware of Pinky Green? He has been Pine Green and something else. He keeps getting banned off Twitter.
What's he getting banned for?
He's been getting banned for being really aggressive and abusive, but not really. It's kind of how He's a really funny guy on Twitter, but he's just got a bad reputation. He's like one of your best mates, but when you bring him to a party, you're kind of probably worried, fuck, if he doesn't start handling
kick a door in now at some stage.
But he's actually a really nice guy. At Pinky Green FPL, worth a follow, and he's come out with an absolute clinker about FPL family this week. Okay. He's used the the Markle interview about the whole thing. That's a good one. Get a look at that. But anyway, his question is: compare your FPL season so far to a lager. So I'm going to take it first, and I'm going to just change it up a little bit. I'm going to compare it to a stout. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to compare it to Beamish. All right. So it looks decent, around the 350k. Okay. It looks decent around the 300k mark, but it's shite. It's still shite. Everyone else is looking at it and going, that's kind of shite. It's not a Guinness. It's not a Guinness. Like it's not up there the 10k.
How the fuck would you know what rank a Beamish is? Get out of here, you fucking poser.
Well, would you like to take that, or are you happy enough with my answer there?
If I was it says, is he talking specifically to you? Compare your season?
No, he just said, actually, it's a question to the pod. He says, compare your FPL season so far to lager.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna, I'm gonna go out there and I'm saying it's a very expensive. My season is a very expensive Pilsner.
Right.
There's nothing special about it. It's kind of unique in the sense that it hasn't all gone to shit right now.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not. I'm not gonna remember it as of this moment. I'm not gonna go, oh, that was that season. Was mid 20, 30k, because that's just how I feel. So I'm taking an expensive Pilsner.
Right, there you go. Well, I hope that answers your question, Pinky, and I hope you don't get banned in the next week.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope he doesn't get banned anymore too, unless he's, giving shit to you, Paddy. And in that case, I want him all banned.
Yeah, I would agree. No, he's actually quite nice to me. I like him. I think we would enjoy drinking with him. I do like him. I really think he's a great guy. I just want to say that again.
Yeah, you've made me worried about him. I'm afraid that he's gonna, like you said, nice drinking about him, and I'm going, yeah. But does he have one of those knives in his pocket? Does the ones that sit between your fingers, the punch knives?
He's one of them fuckers that if you slip at all with whatever you say, he's got you. Like he jump on you and fucking destroy it, ruin you.
I have never slipped in my life, and I don't plan on starting it now, Paddy.
And I agree. Right, so that's the questions I've had. They've been,
You wrapping up the drunk tank, Paddy?
I don't mind, unless there's anything else there we want to talk about, or
no, that's sounds all good to me. And before I let you go, we will quickly have an old gander at the FPL Hangover mini league. Now I know there's still a bit of a game week and there's still things up in the air at the moment.
Yeah.
So obviously it's not set in stone, but I will call out the top 5. So in number 1 is still FPL Renegades Drew. He's 51 this week. Not in age. He's still in his 30s, but his game week rank is 51.
Bastard.
Absolute bastards. Number 2 is Cameroon Larafin. He's flying without Ings. I'm in number 3 with 55 points. Just bastard and everything. Giggs Bosun is number 4 with 49. And Shark Team Prav Gill with 59 points. They're the top 5. Ken Corby's slipped outside with 28 this week, but fucking plenty of time left in the season to catch up. So before we go, Paddy, who are you thinking of captaining next week?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. I think we should have a quick look at Game Week 28. Yeah.
Well, it's the 28 preview after all.
Yeah, right. Let me see my team. Pick team. Oh, who am I captaining at the moment? I obviously haven't changed anything. Jesus. It's not looking good. Salah against Wolves, no. Kane against Arsenal. Gundogan against Fulham.
Fernandes against West Ham.
If I hadn't sold him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Fuck it. End the pod. Yeah. No, do you know what? It's between those 3. Realistically, I might go Kane against Arsenal. Maybe Gundogan against Fulham. It depends. Pep doesn't give a fuck, so I'll have to see.
Yeah. It depends on the lineup, I think, against Southampton.
What are you thinking? We're not looking at Leeds here, are we?
I'm not looking at Leeds. I think Chelsea, as we said already, has been crazy defensive. I think if West Ham could keep Leeds out, Chelsea could keep Leeds out. So I'm not too focused on Leeds. Actually, I'm stumped as well in terms of
who's Villa playing.
Villa are playing Newcastle, so it's a decent fixture.
Might bring in Watkins and captain.
Stick the arm on him. You're a brave man, Petty. I'd probably go Fernandes.
It'll never happen.
Yeah, I'll probably just go Fernandes. I think home match against West Ham.
Yeah, nice.
He's he's on everything. Just because you don't have him, Petty, that's why I'm going to do it.
Yeah, yes, I know, because you're a bastard. You're a fucking absolute bastard. That's just you. You don't like what I said about. You would have never done that if I had said I liked Beamish.
That's pretty much what it is, and now I'm out to spite you for the rest of the season.
I'm fucking going to drink. I'm going to buy a crate of Beamish and fucking flush it.
I'm going to pour it. That won't give you the same.
I'm going to video me pouring it down the fucking toilet.
Well, unless you buy 24 pints of Beamish in a pub, it won't have the same effect on me. I'm sorry.
I would never do that anyway. I couldn't do that. That would be alcohol abuse. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't do it.
It's the first time for everything, Petty.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a dodgy. Right. Well, is there any polls or anything we can look at here? Do we have,
We don't need polls. This is an organic FPL podcast.
Yeah, you're
everything
right.
we say is out of the horse's ass.
I'm going to go fucking Gundogan probably then.
Gundogan's not a bad shout. That's what I mean. Like, it would depend on who plays against Southampton. Because if Gundogan does play against Southampton, I don't fancy him for a start against Fulham.
All right. Well, do you mind if I just check the scout?
You can, of course you can. I'm not gonna prevent you, but I will sing a jaunty tune as you do.
Right. Well, I'm on it here. I'm just going to pick Gundogan because that's who I'm thinking about, and I'm hitting vote.
Well, you just deprived.
Oh yeah, of me he's the top captaincy pick, 29.25%. There's 2,120 votes on that. Gundogan is the top captaincy choice. Kevin De Bruyne at second, and Kane is third.
Yeah, but
I give you the Europa League spots?
Those Scouse voters, they're all hopped up in Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not even fucking. Yeah, well, I mean, Aubameyang is going to be the big question, isn't it, for Game Week 29? We won't look at it too much. We're going to save it for next week because I feel like that's a bit of a nice cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But I'm going Fernandes. Paddy, you're going to captain Gundogan because that's what Guinness drinkers do.
Yeah, because that's because the Scout website says so.
Why not? Full of champions. But we'll wrap it up there, folks. Paddy, would you like to say good luck to anyone?
No. Oh, to the listeners. Good luck to the listeners, and I hope all your arrows are red.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have the red, I
think what I hate. People fucking say, "I hope all your arrows are green," but if everyone's arrow is green, I'm not going to move up anywhere. So, I mean, just a good week.
That's a little dig there at James's old catchphrase. A bit of a power play by Paddy. I love it.
Wait, what does Seamus say?
He used to do the whole "May your arrows be green" thing, but I think
it's
literally
Seamus.
the
He's
most.
gone now, rare and wanes and fucking everything
Yeah, we're here keeping the show alive. Paddy, where can they find you on Twitter?
At FPL Viking _. That's
Brilliant.
where you can get me.
Make sure to check them out. And thanks to everyone that's checked out this show. If you liked it, especially if you got this far into it, make sure to give us a like there on whatever platform you're watching it on. And even if you're not watching it on it, it would mean a lot if you did, jump onto the other things and just give it a like or a review or something.
A retweet. Fuck the likes. Retweet.
Fuck the retweets. What's that ever done for?
Well, the fucking likes. No, the retweet. What's the fucking likes do?
They are the ones that grows the channels, Paddy.
Oh yeah, I'm on my Twitter. I'm just a Twitter head.
Oh yes, no, I mean likes on the actual platforms.
Oh yeah. Well, like it and fucking retweet it then.
Yeah, do everything. Set up a fucking Twitter account. Let Jack, whatever his name is, into your house, and there you go. But you can reach out to us on Twitter at FPL Hangover. You can reach out to us on Gmail if you'd prefer that at fplhangover@gmail.com or just fplhangover@gmail.com. Every week I do that.
Yeah.
But either way, enjoy your game week 28, folks. We'll be back next week with another episode, probably the Monday or the Tuesday, the usual time. Enjoy it, lads, and God bless.